Another one.
Ladies and gentlemen, a new video. I present to you my story of how I pooped my pants. Make sure to sit back and relax, as this is quite a long one, but quite juicy, might I dare to say. But make sure to subscribe or Mr. Technical Difficult will have his channel taken down. Back to the story. It all started when me and my friend, let's call him Bob, went out on a Saturday evening. And if you know us, we like to have a couple of drinks when we go out, plus a couple more. It was a standard night out. We were not expecting nothing, as always, hoping for something, if you know what I mean. Anyway, we start off with Jack Cola, as we don't know what we should get, so we settle with this. We wait a little till the alcohol kicks in, so we can start dancing. After looking at the weather app for the past 20 minutes. So two girls walk past, and as soon as they close to one of us, one of them starts grinding on my friend Bob, and here we make eye contact for a brief period of time and acknowledge in layman's terms, shit just got real. This happens for a few seconds, and I glance back at my boy and he is ecstatic. Shit hits the fan when the girl's friend doesn't like what is going on and my boy gets left alone. In my eyes, this looked like a big scene sign in front of my eyes. As I tell my friend Bob, it's gonna be alright, we are used to it. We proceed to drink a bit more and move around. Now at this point I usually get bored. Lucky for me, I have my friend Bob who doesn't get bored so easily. As we are chilling and walking around slowly, making our way through the club and the crowd, we stumble upon this magnificent invention. The punching machine. Several other guys also joined in when they saw us tryharding, but didn't make a much higher score than we did. Which is probably the reason they stuck around trying to beat our score. As fun as it gets, we have a couple laughs and a score no higher than 900. But it gets better. Pay attention to the music that was playing. This has to be the goofiest sound I have ever witnessed in a club so far. Like the DJ was playing around to see if anybody would notice. Bear in mind, this was around 4 AM. I guess he was in the mood for a kebab, as this is what this music reminded me of. Which brings me to the next segment, ladies and gentlemen, the getaway. As the dawn was soon closing in, we were too tired of the night, so we decided to go home. As we are always hungry after a night out, we decided to eat. You guessed it. A kebab. Keep in mind, as it's a Sunday, our choices are limited, but we move on. We decide on our favorite place in the city center, as no other restaurant is open at this hour. Now, as we are drunk, we usually make bad decisions. This was also one of them. Choosing the restaurant was a good idea, but the way there was not. We needed to walk approximately 20 minutes, and let me tell you, there's nothing like a good early morning walk that sobers you up in no time, especially when it's cold outside. Tired, we get to the place and eat.
2 hours later.
Stuffed, we decide on parting ways and taking the taxi home. Now this is the part you have been waiting for. The part where I shit my pants. As I was walking home, I checked my phone how long it would take to get there. As I want to save some money by walking a little bit, I said why not. On my way, I stumble upon a guy who asks me do I know where he can find a wall socket.
Okay.
I wanted to ask him where I can find a toilet, as I felt a rumble in my stomach. Pretty much smack versus raw type of situation. But I decided not to tell him, and I don't know where he can find one. I was just too drunk to do anything else but to keep direction to home. I decide to check whether there are any public toilets nearby, as my rumble in my stomach starts to become more apparent, and even though I'm drunk, I know I would need to use the toilet soon enough. To my salvation, I see it, the toilet sign. Finally, I exhale and proceed to go in the direction where it was pointing at. I managed to go pretty far and figure I don't think I'm going to see a toilet anytime soon. It looked like to me that I would sooner find the tilted towers than a toilet. I checked my phone and the toilet was supposed to be on the other side, parallel to the street I was currently on. I managed to somehow make my way there, but bear in mind I have to stop as the situation, I might say, is about to hit the fan. Circling 2 times around the block, I find no toilet. As I don't want to do the do in the actual city center, I go further and remember I might stumble upon a park, as it should normally be close. I get there and at the very beginning I find the spot. I hide myself inside the bushes just like your average Fortnite camper and release. While doing my default dance, let's call it, a guy walks past. Thankfully it was not the police. Imagine getting a fine for taking a shit, I mean come on. I progress further as I now might have maybe 30% of the way home. I might as well keep going. Thinking I could take a taxi home later, I feel the need to do the default dance once again. As I was still near the before mentioned park, I might as well go back, wait, and do all over again, just not at the same spot. Feeling a bit weird, might I add, I thought to myself I did the big brown. Taking this into account and doing the default dance once again, I decided not to take the taxi home. I progress further and make my way to approximately 80% of the way, and at this point decide I might as well walk the rest. Thankfully, this is where we finally get to a happy ending. I come home and check my undercarriage. Thankfully there was nothing, clean as a whistle. Then I took a shower and slept like a baby afterwards. All in all, I managed to do all that and obtain a victory royale after all. Now if you liked my video, make sure to like it, subscribe if you aren't, and leave a comment what made you laugh. And I'll see you in the next one.